Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. And today we have a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Sabansi. My handle is CTABANZ. If you want to follow the channel on Instagram, same name as the channel. Anyway, let me get into this particular topic here, right? We had recently produced a show today talking about the NBA ratings versus the NFL ratings on Christmas Day. Obviously, depends on when you're seeing these shows. You'll most likely have seen that show by now. So I recently just came back home and I was doing some errands. And then as I was thinking of the title for that show, this topic, this thought just occurred to me. Now, what are you referring to? Well, there was a recent report that was published yesterday from Front Office Sports that had the following headline: the NFL gets what it wants, including on Christmas, but the NBA isn't going away. It continues on. Detroit Pistons Hall of Famer Joe Dumars was known as a defensive stopper and cornerstone of the infamous Jordan rules that the team used to lock down Michael Jordan. These days, Dumars has a less aggressive attitude towards the Jordan-like dominance of the NFL, particularly on Christmas Day. You stay in your lane and you do your thing, Dumars said. The NBA executive vice president of head of basketball operations tells Front Office Sports, we're trying to put on the best possible games that we can, trying to put on compelling matchups. Christmas Day is referring to is a tradition for the NBA, but we're not unaware that the NFL is broadcasting this year on Christmas. Our focus is really on the slate of games that we're putting on and our fan base who expects us to put on a great show. Last year, the NFL staged a Christmas Day triple header, amplifying a growing presence for the league on the holiday in recent years, and promptly trounced the NBA. The three football games averaged 21.9 million viewers, more than 5 times the association's average of 4.3 million over 5 contests. The gap could widen even further this year as the NFL's 3 Christmas games are a big gift to fans. All 3 contests feature Super Bowl contenders, with the Kansas City Chiefs, the Philadelphia Eagles playing in the day's first 2 windows against divisional rivals, the Raiders and the New York Giants, respectively. The night cap is a battle between the current number 1 seed and the possible Super Bowl preview between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. A far cry from last year's Christmas slate featuring 3 teams already eliminated from playoff contention. Last year was maybe a toe in the water, but this year you can really see us diving in, particularly with the teams and brands we selected. Mike North, the NFL's vice president of broadcast planning, tells FOS. We're not quite catching up on Thanksgiving in terms of viewership just yet. It's on its way. I'm really fascinated to see what the 3 games can do, given the brands, the quarterbacks, and the playoff implications. The NBA will provide its own Christmas showcase of top teams and popular players on ESPN, including Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Milwaukee Bucks, Stephen Curry, Golden State Warriors, LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, and Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. And the article goes on to say a few other things. And then I started thinking about it. And then the title came to me on the thumbnail, which was the following: he's definitely not Jordan. I said to myself, wait a minute, this is a totally different show that we could produce here. Now, what am I referring to? You know, a lot of the people in media, a lot of the people that like to twerk it up all over the place are out here to basically, they're propagandists. Right? That's what they are. They try to sell you a bill of goods. I heard that from Clay Travis. He used to use the word propagandist. Basically, they try to oversell something, right? And what we've been hearing is, oh my God, LeBron James is best since sliced bread. He's carrying the league. He's taking the league to a whole nother stratosphere. When in reality, he is not. That's the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is simply this: Michael Jordan made people care about basketball like no other basketball player ever. I'll repeat it once more. When Jordan was playing, the casual fan, just the person going about their business, would tune in to watch the NBA just because of Michael Jordan. And no other player since then has been able to replicate that type of effect, that effect on people. No one, quite literally. And then it reminded me of a report that we went through about 7 months ago, which featured a particular graph that I want to share with you guys right now. And it was from NBA Central. We're going to put it up right now. And it goes, what's your takeaway from this graph, right? I want to get into the nitty gritty of this graph. And it says the following: 30-year NBA regular season TV viewership trend. I want you guys to look at this very, very closely. And it shows Look at it closely. It says MJ is back in 1995. Look at the numbers. Then it goes back, that's the average per game. Then it goes back to 1995, and then it goes down, and it goes up, and then it goes right back up. And then it goes to LeBron's rookie season in 2000. Since that year, it has actually been trending down. It went back up with LeBron to Miami, but ever since then, it's been trending down. And I want to give you some further data. I want to share some finals viewership numbers with you guys. Let me give you guys some numbers. Last year, or the last finals, the average games, right? We're going to give you some numbers. Game 1 pulled in 12.4 million viewers. This is from, we're getting this from Wikipedia. Another one got 11.9 million. Another one got 11.9 million. Another one got 11.5 million. And then game 5 got 13 million, and game 6 got 13.9. So let's say 14 million. 2021, Milwaukee Bucks, average viewership numbers is about 9 million, and then the last game got 12.5 million. 2020, the bubble, Lakers, 7.5 million, 7.4 million, 6 million, 5 million, 7.4, 8 million, 8.2 million per game. Okay? And then let's go to the Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers. That was when y'all thought that y'all saw Jordan when you didn't. Those games, let's go to the 2017 games. Let's go to the 2018 games. 17 million, 0.5, 17.6, 18.4, 17.8, 16.24. The year prior to that, 20 million, 18.7, 19.69. So let's say 2020, 19, 24.5. And then the year before that, 20 million. So an average of 2019, 17, and it goes on like that. Last game, 30 million. Let's go into the years when it was actually the highest. Okay. And the highest on record was 1998 with the Chicago Bulls. First game, 29 million. Second game, 26 million. Third game, 26 million. Fourth game, 30 million, 30.6 million. Last game, 36 million viewers. We have not seen numbers like that ever since Michael Jordan retired. Ever since. Let's discuss the impact. Jordan did not have the advent of social media to work in his favor. He didn't have that. He didn't have Instagram. He didn't have TikTok. He didn't have people all over twerking it up all over the place. He didn't have none of that. He didn't have YouTubers and all. He didn't have none of that. But nevertheless, Jordan has been able to maintain his relevancy. How do we know this? During the 75th NBA anniversary, when they did the ceremony at the All-Star game, which was held in Cleveland, you tell me who had the biggest applaud in Cleveland. Was it not Michael Jordan? Was it not him? Jordan's impact in his 15 years is greater than the impact LeBron has had in 20 years. And we're not even, and if we take it to a cultural level, in terms of his impact on culture with his Jordan brand and all, it's a joke. Do you realize Jordan outsells some of the top NBA stars, Jordan brand, every single year? Ask yourself, how is that possible? Now somebody will say, well, it's the marketing of Nike. So Nike's not marketing everybody else? Are they not market? Why would they not market everybody else? Of course they are. In fact, one would argue I would put more dollars behind guys that are actually relevant and playing today than I would behind a Jordan. But nevertheless, Jordan is still outselling these guys by a wide margin. How is this possible? How is it possible? You say, well, is Jordan propaganda? No. The fact of the matter is Jordan was able to capture the imagination of NBA fans like no other player has ever done. And a lot of it was synonymous with total dominance. Total dominance of the sport. And he did it in a way where he didn't offend people along the way. The fact of the matter is this, and I think it's something I'm beginning to realize, is that LeBron is quite polarizing. All by his own doing. All by his own doing. And Jordan is not polarizing. Now, some people say, but what do you mean? What do you mean Jordan's not polarizing, right? He did come up with the statement, Republicans wear sneakers too. Here's what I mean. The minute you step into the political arena, you're going to make friends and you're definitely going to make enemies. And LeBron has found a way to do that. And I think that's worked against him. And I think a lot of people don't like that. Now, am I saying they're right or wrong? I almost curse. It's their opinion. They don't have to like you. They don't have to like your political view. Just like you don't have to give your view, or you choose to give your views. No one is stopping LeBron. Nobody runs up on there, slaps a piece of sellotape across his lips and say, don't speak. You speak. You speak your piece, right? Now, certain people have had certain issues about things that he stands up for because you're getting angry about this one thing, but then we look at the situation happening over there in China and all that, we don't hear anything about you. That's another thing that's working against him. But I think it has everything to do with Jordan's dominance. Let me give you guys a poll that we put up. And by the way, if you're offended by this, that's your bloody business. It's your bloody business. Somebody told you to spend your holidays watching me offend your while you sit up here and offend yourself. I'm giving my point. You don't like it. That's your bloody business. I'm going to say what I think. Anyway, we put up a poll and we asked the following question. Which of these players did this? 3 championships, 3 scoring titles, 2 regular season MVPs, 3 finals MVPs, 3 all defensive first teams in 32 months. Of the 15,000 people, 74% voted for Jordan. And they were absolutely correct. And guess what else I missed? He played 82 games all through those 30. He didn't miss any games throughout that period. It's unheard of. I mean, it's unheard of. Jordan was doing things that we knew we would never witness again. And we haven't. The closest we've seen to Jordan is Kobe in terms of style of play. But in terms of overall excellence, we have not. We have not. Style of play, yes. But in terms of excellence and what he accomplished, we haven't. We haven't. We simply have not. The guy was on a totally different level, and it's telling. It's telling because after all of this push and all of this twerking that people do on social media, it's not translating. People are seeing straight through it. I look at it every day. It's so desperate. Something ridiculous will happen. They'll put up a post here. Look at this. I'm like, it's not working. And to me, it's telling because I think Jordan, I don't think we're going to see another Jordan. We certainly have not seen one in terms of impact. No one clearly, quite literally, has come close.